What Britain was doing, however, is they were stepping on both the original people and any Moors in the land running stuff. So there was a big issue, and then this is why the Declaration of Independence and this separation came about, because of the tyrannical things that Britain was doing. This is called a hostile takeover, because Britain is making a lot of money off of these colonies. These are businesses. Once again, the Virginia Company was the first of these businesses, and you all know of it as State of Virginia today. It's the same company. What ends up happening is that these elite Moors, they say, you know, we're done. We're tired of this. Britain has got to get out. Okay, you don't have any kind of control over the colonies anymore. They set it up where every state is its own country. Every state is a country, and we've talked about what it takes to have a country or a nation: a flag, a seal, a landmass, a constitution, and a bank. Every state is its own country or nation, and that's what was established with the Declaration of Independence as well as the Constitution. But a lot of people are unaware of that. And with this hostile takeover, if you tell somebody you're going to take their money away from them, you're going to take their company that they're built away from them, well, you're going to have a fight. And that's why we have the Revolutionary War. I want to take a look at this Declaration of Independence, and let's get a better understanding of who these people were and what their issues were. Now, the reason why I always tell you guys to go and read these documents, because see, we don't want to get into the habit of listening to somebody else's narrative or letting them tell you what it says or reading their little synopsis. No, we want to listen to the ancestors speak. We want to hear what was going on at that time. This is why I encourage people to go and read legal documentation. Go and read ancient scriptures, and read, you know, any kind of books or texts that come before the mid-1800s, because after the mid-1800s is when they started to rewrite history. So I encourage you to go and find the treaties that went on in the 17 and 1600s. They exist. As a matter of fact, we have them up on our site. And I'm establishing the history of what has happened. You got melanated folks who are your original people. You got melanated folks who are running the United States of America. You got British people in here. A lot of them are melanated. Again, they amalgamated because they started mating with the Albions, but they melanated still. So you got three groups of melanated folks in here that are fighting over this land. And then we haven't even talked about Morocco yet, and Morocco was melanated folks originally. Today is a different group of people, a whole different group of people, but back then it was melanated people. So let's get into reading this Declaration of Independence. Let's go. This Declaration of Independence was created in 1776. So for anybody who's trying to make the argument that some kind of way, you know, no, George Washington, he was the president of the first United States of America. Okay, let's read this. In this section, it says, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from their consent of the governed. Now, I need you to understand, the people who wrote this have a high knowledge of law. They have to, in order to create such a document as this, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the rights of the people to alter or abolish it and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. So somebody's making it clear, look, we got a right, we are the people, we have a right to create whatever government we want to create. They go in a long, detailed list of the things that the King of Britain had been doing to the people and why they were creating this Declaration of Independence and the Constitution that went along with it. The history of the president, King of Great Britain, is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having indirect object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. So basically they're saying that he's doing all of these things, and it's detailed in here what has been taking place. And listen, things that were going on back then are the same things that are going on now. All right, same things, nothing is different. And the reason why is because Britain is still running this. All right, Britain is still in here running things, and the people are very clueless about that. In every stage of the oppression, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. In other words, we keep asking you to stop harming us, but you keep harming us. Every time we say stop harming us, you harm us some more. Now, I want to get into who these people were so that you can understand some things about this contract here, or this treaty or agreement. Nor have we been wanting in attention to our British brethren. So they telling you we related to these people, whether they be from Morocco, because Morocco once again was in bed with Britain. As a matter of fact, Britain had sent one of their right hand people to go over there and be the right hand man of the Sultan of Morocco in the 1500s. So they were in bed together. But we have been wanting in attentions to our brethren. Like we trying to get their attention, but they're not paying attention. We have warned them from time to time of attempts by their legislature to extend an unwarranted jurisdiction over us. Okay, we warned them to stop trying to put us under their jurisdiction. We have reminded them of the circumstances of our immigration, as in they are not original to this land and settlement here. They are elite Moors and they know law. And they're like, look, we settled here and we immigrated here, and we told you we're royalty, so you don't have the right to be trying to put us under your jurisdiction. What they're doing here with this documentation, Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, we show you how to do with the trust, because you have the same rights to do exactly what they did in this case with the United States of America. All right? We have appealed to their native justice and magnanimity, and we have conjured them by the titles of our common kindred. See, they're telling you they're related. We have conjured them by the titles of our common kindred to disavow these usurpations. Stop trying to put us under your jurisdiction, which would inevitably interrupt our connections and correspondence. They too have been deaf to the voice of justice and of consanguinity. We must therefore acquiesce in the necessity which denounces our separation, and hold them as we hold the rest of mankind, enemies in war and in peace, friends. We therefore, the representatives of, what does this say, everybody who can read it with me, who's not in the back of the room? We therefore, the representatives of the United States of America, in General Congress assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world. So they're telling you that they are establishing this under the United States of America. So anybody who has any disagreements, argue with this declaration right here that's been on record since 1776. If you want to see more about that topic, click this link below.